Hello, my name is Helen Mia Harris and I work as a relationship therapist, a marriage coach and specialise in love addiction, codependency, anxiety and abandonment, rejection and insecurity, and I work here in the UK. What I want to be speaking about today, and the rough title for this video, is that why so often are we attracted, or do we want relationships with people that are quite unavailable? Why are we attracted to unavailability? And I want to say, I'm sure that's not a conscious thing at all. It's definitely not a conscious thing. So I'm not blaming you that this may be the case. And when I speak about unavailability, I'm actually even talking about many that might be attracted to somebody that's married, to somebody that's engaged, to somebody that is absolutely unavailable because it may be a long distance relationship, it may be somebody that they've met once, or it may actually even happen within a long-term relationship. It can happen to people that have been together for many, many years, yet they find it absolutely on a constant basis, whether it's a short-term relationship or a long-term relationship, but there's an ongoing sense of rejection, of abandonment, a feeling of being excluded, no emotional response. So why do we stay? Because I truly believe that the more, before I begin to talk about why, I truly believe that the more we stay in relationships with people that are unavailable, with people that are distant, with people that don't engage with us emotionally, we are in a kind of a semi-form of sacrificing days, months, weeks or years of our life. So there is something about knowing that either that we need to understand this, which is why I'm making this video, or getting to the root, which is all part of understanding it and having the knowledge of why we would want to stay in a relationship where basically we are given what feels like little seeds when we deserve so much more than that. Why do we stay? I want to begin by trying to unpack this question or deconstruct this question by thinking about, which I've spoken about in other videos, this whole thing about if you are in a relationship with somebody that's unavailable, you may be suffering dreadfully at the moment and be experiencing unrequited love, rejection and abandonment or insecurity on a daily basis. And there's something about that your attachment style may be that you're an anxious, insecure attachment style. And so before we've even begun, we can sense that in the balance of things, there's something about one being here and the other one having all the power. And that the person that you're with, for whatever reason, and this is what I deal with on a daily basis and have for years in my practice, worked with this insecure versus attachment style versus avoidance style, how it got there, how we can get that to balance itself out. If it doesn't, it may mean that finding an amicable place where that you are no longer powerless or weak and your self-esteem is plummeting in a relationship whereby you feel unlovable, unwanted and unloved completely and utterly. But before you and when I say you, whoever's watching this video, before you abandon the relationship or give up or lose hope or move into a sense that it's always going to be like this, I think it's really important to explore these different attachment styles. So we already know that for one to be rejected and insecure in a relationship, the other somehow, and I don't mean on purpose, but their attachment style might be slightly avoidant, just slightly not present. Perhaps and it can be as simple as this, they may be cooler, more laid back, not so, more, perhaps even more self-sufficient, in a sense that they know the direction their life's going in. They want you, but they want you to be like them and more emotionally self-reliant. So this avoidant attachment style versus anxious, insecure attachment style move into a kind of a war with one another. And this is exactly what I'm getting at when I say don't give up, because I truly believe that when we are less needy and less clingy, and we I don't want to use the word embrace, it sounds a bit esoteric, but we embrace the direction of our own life, stay emotionally self-reliant, rather than leaving our big hearts at the feet of another to take care of us, rather like the adult-child relationship. The more we let love breathe, the more we're generous, as the Buddhists say, the more that we can let that person go and draw back and take care of ourselves. I'm talking about the anxious attachment person in the relationship now. The more the love avoidant, or the one that somehow seems to have all their life together and the direction it's going in, will find you much more attractive. This then begins to balance out the love equilibrium, so there's no longer this power struggle, because a power struggle begins with two people agreeing that each one of them is right, and they're not going to budge from that place because they feel unheard, misunderstood. The anxious attachment style one might turn around and say, but if you showed me more affection, if you loved me more, if you were more engaging with me emotionally, I wouldn't be like this. And that's absolutely true. But the thing is, we've got to somehow sort of put down the hatchet, somehow become conscious of that. If that doesn't work, and I can't say this to you enough, if you are someone out there that has been stuck in this yo-yoing on-off relationship, I want you, I don't want you, or I want you when you're independent and you stop nagging me or whatever, and I don't want you when you're like this, if this, what I'm speaking about, doesn't work, then you, and however difficult it is, and I've written about this in one of my ebooks, how do I learn to let go, then somehow you do need to learn to let go. And you do that by learning everything that you can about what your attachment style is, so that you're no longer attracted to unavailability or people that are going to reject you, so that it almost becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. I'm just wondering if I've left anything out. I hope you've got what I'm saying. And I suppose one of the main things I'm saying, that inside each and every one of us, there is a uniqueness. There is something that we can preoccupy ourselves with, beginning with how to self-care, how to look after ourselves, more so how to respect ourselves. Because when we respect ourselves, then we get the love that we want, and it's equal. But if we are becoming powerless and worm-like. Sorry to use that word. It is a word that comes up time and time again when people feel this master-slave relationship, that the more that you are in that, the more debilitating it is, the more suffering you will go through, and the more rejection. And there is nothing, and we all get rejected, more painful than rejection. But what I'm suggesting here is that you can do something about it, and that's something to do with saying, I deserve more than this. However much I love you, love isn't sacrificing ourselves for the other. Love is a mutual, life-enhancing emotion that is a shared experience, that two people are loving the direction their life is going in, and they're actually experiencing a warm, tender, loving, emotional attachment bond that's secure. And then all the reassurance, all the security, and all the secure base is a given. It's not something you have to ask for or plead for. And so I do hope you understand where I've been going today. And I just wanted to say there's many things from the homepage of my website, which is www.helenmiaharris.com. On my website, up in the free resources, you'll find many ebooks to understand. I'm putting everything that I'm speaking about in my videos as a form of love addiction. These are posits of being addicted to romantic love. There's many free books, but also there's my 15-step love addiction recovery program with several 6 hours and 50 minutes presentations on anxious attachment, on abandonment, on why we become love addicted, on what all this is about. And that is, I think there's about 12 videos altogether. There's 6 guided pain management journeys, if that's what you're going through, with lovely Buddhist images and videos and music. Music and art is a very key thing in my recovery program and in my work, and also the 6 ebooks that are completely bonus free. So anyway, I do hope this has helped you a little. And if you feel rejected right now, or that you are with an unavailable partner, read as much as you can about anxious attachment, attachment styles, and how we lose ourselves in a relationship. Soon, in the next few months, I'll be running a retreat. Why do we lose ourselves in relationships, or how not to lose yourself in a relationship, which has everything to do with choosing unavailable people and losing our own power and giving our power over to the beloved. Thank you. Take good care.